Okay, we are live. Welcome back to our live feed here, both on Instagram and on YouTube. We are live on both platforms. If you're logging on Instagram, go over to our YouTube channel if you'd like to see the screen sharing, because I do have pictures and videos and all that kind of stuff that we're going to share. And on the YouTube platform, you can actually see all of that live. If you don't have YouTube, that's fine too. Instagram works. You're just going to see more if you're over on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, welcome. And as you guys are getting logged on, if you'd like to come work with me, suitsandposing.com is where you have to go. We do hair, makeup, suits, and posing, all of the fun stuff when it comes to competing. And tonight's live feed is a wrap up of Nashville Fitshow. So we were there this weekend. And as you guys are getting logged on and we're waiting for everybody to get on here, if you haven't done it already, make sure that you are opted in for early access to Cuties Conquering the Stage 2023. What's up? Welcome. And if you didn't get our last email that we just sent out and see my stories that I just put up, y'all broke the internet. So if you logged in and got early access between 1:05 and 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, we did not get you logged because y'all took our site out. We just got overrun with traffic. So if you were one of those people, you probably got an email already from us. Make sure that you click through on that email and resubmit your email address. That will get you back on the list, all that kind of stuff, because we just didn't get you on there because too many people hit our page at once. So yes, you broke the internet today. You sure did. Y'all were on it. You were on it. We're like, what is going on? Like it was crazy because we saw everybody hitting it, but we didn't see everybody actually opting in. So we got in there and figured out what was going on. Y'all broke our site. So so get in there and get opted in. All you got to do is just resubmit your email address, just like you did earlier. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then you're good. Then you're good to go. So welcome, you guys. As always, like I said, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, not a couple more minutes, a few more seconds. I give it about 3 minutes for you guys to get logged on, and then we start talking. So if you are joining us on Instagram, our YouTube channel is Sean's Couture Cuties, and we will share video and everything over there to wrap up Nashville Fitshow. So this was a great show. It's a show that I go to every year. As you guys know, Whitney, who's the promoter, she and I actually started competing in the same show together 13 years ago in August, actually. So it's been 13 years, like almost to the week of when we started competing. So I've known Whitney for a long time. She actually came to several of our Cuties Conquering the Stage events, some of our first ones. The first time she had Nashville Fit Show, we actually put on a posing seminar and everything with her there. So we've been supporting that show ever since she started it. And if you guys didn't know, when she started this show, basically everybody thought it was going to be a failure because it was females only. No male divisions at all. Zero. None. And surprisingly enough, it is now one of the biggest shows out there. Really, it's one of the biggest shows out there. I think it was like 180 something competitors in the NPC. It was like 40 something pros between masters and open. It was a huge open show, which that's one of the first things we're going to talk about is some of the judging snafus. Before we get into the top 5, we're going to talk about the judging snafus. So some of you guys saw me kind of mention this in a post leading up to this, but there was an issue with the judging. They fixed it. So basically what happened is they mixed up 2 girls with number 3 and number 33. So one of those was Yulia, which is one of our clients. So I'm going to pull up the initial call out that Yulia was in and share that with you because I do have the video here. So hang on a second. Let me pull that up for you while I'm talking. Well, where's it at? Why isn't it letting me bring it up? Well, it's not showing here. I may have to flip it. Why does it do this sometimes? Sometimes it doesn't let me share the actual video. It wasn't a great feeling, I know, right? I've got all of these up in Chrome. Why isn't it showing here? Well, let me try something here really quickly, guys. Sorry. I'm going to have to pop these back in. I pulled them all out thinking I was going to be able to share them. It looks like I got to pop them back in order to do that. So give me 1 second to fix this real quick. It's not that one. It's this one down here. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, well, it's gonna take me a second here, guys, because I got to pull up a different screen now. Give me just a second here. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Let me find it again. I pulled every video out onto its own tab, and now it's not letting me share those tabs individually. So let me go back and pull it out this way. Okay, that should work. Let me try this. Yep, it's going to work that way. Okay. Okay. Well, that's working. I didn't want to pull all that stuff out there, so let me get rid of some of these tabs. Oops, sorry guys. You're seeing all my photos. Sorry guys. You're getting a first-hand look. Whoops. There we go. All right. So this is the call out that I wanted to show you guys. This is the one that Yulia was in, the first one that she was in. Pull this back up so I can see. Sorry. There we go. Okay. I tried to make this all organized and everything, and now it's not letting me be organized. So I guess I gotta keep the mouse on there. What the hell? This is live, you guys. This is live. All right, let me pull that up now. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. Okay. There's more than one way to skin a cat here. So this was the call out that Yulia got brought into, which I believe was the fourth call out. And they realized at this point that they had missed her. So I'm just letting this play for a second. And then when they finished this whole thing, there was still one girl that they hadn't pulled out yet. So I saw, actually, it was one of Jamie DeBernard. It was one of her clients. So she actually leaned over to Sandy and was like, "You forgot to call her." And they're like, "No, we didn't." Or Bernadette, actually, one of the judges, said, "No, we got it. No, you forgot to call her." So they got them all off the stage. And then let me pull up that. They brought them back out. So when they brought them back out, they ended up moving them into second call out. I think it's this one right here. Yes, this is it. Okay. So this is the call out that they ended up moving them up into. Okay. So right here, 33 and 3. When they called Yulia out the second time, they called Yulia and number 2, which was incorrect. So as you can see, they started moving her in as they pulled everybody up into that second call out. So Yulia went from what looked like she wasn't going to be placing to actually placing in the top 15. So this is really important, you guys. The reason why I bring this up is because you want to make sure that you are always posing. You are always on point. You are always doing what you're supposed to be doing as a competitor, because if Yulia hadn't been doing that and they missed her, she wouldn't have placed, right? So because she kept herself put together and she kept her presentation on point, she ended up placing. In a group full of 40 girls, this is a big deal. This is a big deal to go from basically last call out to being pulled up into second call out. Same thing here. So you see number 33 right here. They start moving her in as well. So they both ended up placing. When initially they didn't. Dude who's on my live on Instagram, you are really distracting me. So I'm sorry, but I'm getting rid of you. So sorry. Okay. Sorry, guys. I was getting distracted on this live because somebody was on here just making comments they didn't need me to be making. So we just got rid of him. Anyway, I'm getting back to this. It's been a day. It's been a day, you guys. All right. So anyway, so you see, they did the right thing, and they kept judging, and they brought the girls in that deserved to be brought in, and that deserved to place. So when you are on stage, that's because BSPN is popping, boy, bye, right? Exactly, right? I'm like, what the hell? Ugh. Anyway, so it's very, very important when you are on stage that you keep your composure and you continue to pose and you continue to present yourself well. Because again, had Yulia not done that, she would not have been moved in. She would not have been brought into that second call out. She would not have placed. So always keep your composure when you're on stage, you guys. Always keep your composure. Always keep posing, because you may get overlooked. And then when they see you, they will bring you back in and they will judge you, right? They will make it right. So it's a big show. You got 40 girls on the stage. It's really easy to get screwed up with numbers. You know what I mean? I know, right? For fuck's sake. Sorry. Jesus Christ, you guys. Oh, it's been a day, like I said. Whew. Anyway, congratulations, Yulia. That was a great job. I just wanted to put that out there. So Yulia is one of our sponsored athletes, and she did a fantastic job here. She did win the overall in the NPC at this show last year, and then won her pro card at North American. So it was really nice to see her get back on stage here. So I wanted to highlight that. I thought it was a very important thing to actually show, and show you guys too that the judging isn't over until it's over. I've seen it happen several times where girls get put into last call out, and the judges realize that they screwed up, and they're going to fix it. They're going to fix it. And then going back into, when we start looking at the girls from first call out, let's do that now. Let me pull that up. Give me a second. Again, I organized all of this, but of course my computer decided to not let me screen share anything that I wanted to screen share. So it's going to take me a second. Where's our first call out? Let's see. Here's our first call out. Okay. Thank you. As I said, your words were on repeat in my mind. Yeah. So another cool thing too, I'm just going to go ahead and share this while I'm talking, so that you have something to watch while I'm talking. Here we go. This is our first call out. So I'm going to let this play. So another cool thing about, when I get to go to shows and be there for the girls and things like that is like I did go through Yulia's posing the night before with her and told her the things that she needed to be doing the following day, as far as how to be pushing and tilting and all those kinds of things. And so when you're on stage, that is fresh in your mind and you're able to kind of hear my voice in your head. And like I said, like that's always my goal. I want you hearing me talking to you right here and telling you exactly how to angle yourself and what you're supposed to be doing when you're on that stage, how you're supposed to be tilting up, how you're supposed to be walking soft, all of those kinds of things. So, it's a lot of fun for me to be there at the show and see that happen. And also because there's 40 girls on stage, what they do is, you do your routine, you go off stage, you wait to come back on for comparison. So in between that process, I was able to text Yulia and tell her what to fix, what to do when she came on stage for comparisons because of what she did during her individual. So I saw what she did during her individual. So she did a great job. And I gave her the tips that I told her the night before and told her to be aware of what she was doing when she got on stage for comparisons. And it really worked. She definitely took that advice too. She actually performed better in comparisons and call outs. So it's really important to be on top of those kinds of things. And even if I'm not there at the show, if the show has a live stream, I'll be watching the live stream and I'll do the same thing, right? And I'll text and be like, hey, you need to do this, or you did this, or you did that, or whatever, before they get back on stage for their call outs. So what I've got playing on the screen right now is the first call out here. So you can see it was a big call out. It was 8 girls. They brought 8 girls into that first call out. So the girls that were towards the center were the ones that ended up placing in your top 6. The placings are not finalized right here as they're going. This first call out took, as you can see on the screen here, it took almost 4 minutes for this first call out. So they were moving them around a lot. These judges are no joke, you guys. They judge everything. They judge everything. So if you think that it's over, it's not. You've got to perform the whole time you're on stage. Can you be in a call out for 4 minutes and hold your poses? Can you do that? So here at prejudging, I was actually really drawn towards Jody, but I was watching how the judges were moving everybody around, and I saw how they were moving everybody around Vanya. I had this feeling in my mind and in my head that they were going for Vanya. I felt like Jody and Vanya, for me in this particular call out, were the standouts. They did end up rejudging finals, and there was only a 1 point difference between first and second place. Now you can see here they have Jody in the middle along with Vanya. So to me, that's where I thought we were going with this. At finals, the actual placing switched up. So we will go through a couple of pictures of each of these girls by the time we get to finals. But I'll show you the confirmation around everything too once we get through this. So it ended up being Vanya winning the show, as you guys know, which was awesome. She's a hometown girl. She has not won a show yet until this show. So that's pretty awesome to be able to win your first pro show in your hometown. And she was, in my opinion, the best balanced girl on stage. Now, that was something that we were talking about at finals too. You got to sit there and watch not only the competitors, but also the judges. If you're ever at a show, watch the judges communicate with each other. This was an all-female judging panel. They were talking back and forth with each other. You could see them talking back and forth to each other, expressing who they liked, who they thought should be in that first call, who they thought should be in that first place, all of that. And you could see what they were saying. What they mentioned about Vanya, you could see, if you read lips, you could see they said that she was the best balanced from top to bottom, which I do agree with. So let's go back and go to the confirmation round. Let me find the confirmation round here. It's here somewhere. Like I said, I had it pulled out, but for some reason it's decided not to do that for me tonight. Let's see, was this it? I have one that worked and one that did. The others didn't. Nope. This is it. Okay. This is our finals confirmation round. Okay. So this is finals. This is your top four right here. So you can see they're moving them all around, all over the place. And you can see here it ended up being Vanya in first, Amy in second, Jody in third, Eureka in fourth. It was pretty clear that Eureka was in fourth. And then it was kind of between these top three right here that they were really having a hard time judging. They put them through the paces, you guys. They put them through a lot. You can see how they're moving them around, they're making them walk, all of those kinds of things. This is just one segment of this confirmation round. This confirmation round was actually a lot longer than 50 seconds, but I took so much footage on my phone that I ran out of space. So it crapped out on me after 50 seconds. This is all I got. But it's enough to see what they were looking at, right? And again, what they were looking at here, let me pause it right here before they turn them around. I was watching the lips, watching them talk to each other. The judges talk to each other. And what they said about Amy was balance between the upper and lower. Vanya, when you look here, Vanya is really well balanced with her shoulders and her glutes, right? You can see she's almost got her toes pointed inwards because if you guys have been on my lives before, you know that her feedback has been that she needed to bring her legs down in comparison to her glutes. So she's posing that way on purpose, right? Like I said in our live feed for the last show, as I said, if Amy wanted to work on anything, it would be building out these delts right here. And when you see her next to Vanya and next to Eureka's got some nice delts here too, but Eureka's got to build out some delts as well. But you can see with Vanya right here with her delts versus Amy's delts right here, Vanya is better balanced. So you can see the judges talking back and forth to each other, and that's what they were saying too. So that's what it really, in my opinion, came down to. I think that these girls were all very, very close, and they went with the one that was the best balanced. It's not just a glute game. It's not just a conditioning game. It's not just a whatever game. It is a balance game. We've talked about this so many times. It is a balance game. Now, while we got this picture up here too, you can see Amy tried out the straight hair. It was pretty, but I think that with her shape and her frame, I prefer the curls. Spoke to her coach, Jamie, about that as well. I do think that the curls work better for her here because she does have a little bit less up here on the top. I think the curls actually help to fill her out a little bit. So I would go back to the curls. In this scenario with Amy, now that she's qualified for the Olympia, any other shows that she decides to do, she can really test things out and try things. You know, that's the good thing. Right now, she's got nothing to lose. Right now, all she's got to do is just test and try to make herself the best she can be for Olympia. So whatever she decides to do from here, she can try out some new things, see if they work, see if they don't. But I would go back to the curls here. And I really liked Vanya's hair too. I've actually critiqued Vanya's hair in the past, but I thought this was a really pretty hair look on her. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. So I'll finish. I think that's the end of this. Yep. Okay. So there's that. So let me see. So since this is not allowing me to share anything other than this one screen for whatever reason, let me pull up NPC News Online too. This is a massive show outside of the top 10. Did you see athletes who could easily crack the top 5 at a slightly smaller show with some tweaks? Yeah, there was tons of them. Tons of them. You know, that's the thing. It's like these shows are no joke, and they come down to the fine-tuning details, And any given day, somebody else could jump out, right? Somebody could jump out. Absolutely. So I'm going to pull up the actual pictures. And we'll start with Jordan. Pull up a good front pose for her. One of the things that I was really happy with Jordan, and I'm just trying to find a good front pose. Those are all zoomed in. So let me find a full length one. Hang on, guys. Like I said, I was organized, but my live feed's deciding not to let me do that. So, well, okay, this won't work. Let's see if it's going to let me share that. Yep, perfect. Okay. Okay, so here's Jordan's front pose. So one thing I was really happy about with Jordan at this show was her tan. Her tan was so much better. That was one of the critiques that I mentioned from Texas, I believe, whatever the last show was. We didn't have pictures from Tahoe, so it was Texas. Her tan was very splotchy and looked too light on her. This tan was much better. It was a spray tan. It was liquid sun rays. It was much better. She is on the muscular side when it comes to the girls here. So, I still think that that's something that she's got to fine tune and tweak. Maybe coming in a little bit leaner and then popping in a little bit more, that kind of thing. But her legs are a little bit more muscular than the other girls. This is probably the best I've seen her shoulders look in a while. I really liked her shoulder pop here. A nice tight tummy. I think she did 3 shows in a week, so this takes a toll on you real quick, right? But her suit color, I mentioned that last time, her suit color here looked a lot better because her tan was better. So all of those things make a difference, right? So I thought this was a very good look for Jordan. Let me pull up a back shot. Hang on. I gotta go through all these again. Like I said, I tried to be organized. Technology doesn't want me to be great today, you guys. Technology doesn't want me to be great. Oh, sometimes. All right, here is a back shot. Let me share that. So one thing I will say too is that a lot of these photos made the girls look a little bit softer than they actually were. It was a very soft stage lighting, which was very pretty. However, like if you look at these photos in comparison to some of the other photos, like other stage shots, they look softer here. They weren't that soft. They looked soft, but they weren't. It was the lighting at the show, which makes for really pretty pictures. But when you're looking at photos, it's not the same thing that we saw in real life, right? So just always keep that in mind. I just want to say that Whitney nailed this background and lighting because everyone's stage shots, like I was just saying, everyone's stage shots look amazing. They sure do. It's a beautiful look. Like this is a really pretty look. These are photos that the competitors at this show will probably, I like the aesthetic, right? These are the photos that the girls will probably share for a long time, make them their profile pictures and things like that. These are very pretty photos. But again, because of the lighting, they actually were leaner in person than what you're seeing in the photos. So She looks a little soft here. She really wasn't. Now, I would like to see her a little bit tighter because, again, she's a little bit thicker in the legs than some of the girls. And I think if she came in a little bit tighter, that would help her pop her glutes a little bit more. Delt pop on the top looks great. Hair looks great. All of this looks great. This presentation in the back. I just like to see her a touch tighter because then I think she could fill out a little bit more and we'll probably see a little bit more definition here in the hamstrings and the glutes will pop a little bit more for her. So that would be my suggestion here. But I think this overall was a very, very good package for her. And again, beautiful photos. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Beautiful photos are always a good thing to have. Thank you, Dan Ray. There's your photographer shout out right there at the bottom. If Dan Ray's your photographer, you're going to get some pretty pictures. So he did a very good job here too. So again, this is an all female show, and you can tell based on the aesthetic, it is a purple and pink and blue. Like it is a girl show. It is a female show. So that's what you want as a female. You want to walk out of a show with pretty pictures. I'm just saying you want that. So really good job here. Let's see. Pull up. Somehow my dog just got down here. I swear to God, you guys, I don't know how she got down here, but she's down here. So my dog is here with me. You guys want to meet Dolly really quick? She just busted into my studio. This is Dolly, you guys. This is my little miniature wiener. I don't know how she just busted in, but she did. So we're going to let her stick around for the live feed. This is a day, you guys. It's a day. What did you do? How did you bust out? How did you break out? I swear. Feisty little thing, man. You put her down on the floor here. Hopefully she'll be good for me while she's here. Goodness gracious, you guys. Oh, this is live. This is live. It's been a day for technology, you guys. It's been a day. Okay, so we're gonna go on to Eureka. The door mysteriously opens, but nobody walks through. It's the pup. Well, that's what it was. My office door just opened up, and I was like, oh no, the dogs got out. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna go on to Eureka. Let me find a full-length shot of her in her front pose. Goodness gracious, these dogs, man. She wants to learn too. She sure does. She needs that presentation. She needs the freaking grooming detail with her hair, let me tell you. Okay, so I don't see a full-length front pose on Eureka, so we'll just pull one of these half shots. Okay, so here's Eureka. Beautiful smile. She's just kind of come out of nowhere, really. I mean, I know she's done, I actually didn't realize, I thought she just done her pro debut. That's not the case. She was competing last year, but didn't really make any noise until this year. And now she's in these top threes, top fours each time that she's getting on stage. She's doing the Japan Pro this weekend. So she's competing again. And she could very well win that. We'll talk about that later though. But she has some incredible glutes. We talked about that last week. She's overall very well balanced. Now, where I think she could use a little bit more size is in her upper body to her shoulders here, because again, she's got this amazing glute pop here. So I think if she built out her shoulders a little bit more, got a little bit more cap here, that would help to balance her even more. So, overall, really, really great look, though. She got her hair off her face as well. That was one of my critiques from her last show. She let her hair cover her face too much. So her face looks a whole lot brighter here, which I'm really a big fan of. I want to see your smile. I want to see your brightness to your face. So that was a really good job on her part. I do think she's going to win a show very soon, if not this coming weekend, because her glutes are just ridiculous. So we're going to go to her glutes next. Let me find a back shot. It's like you can't not look at her glutes. They're just ridiculous. I know I've used that word a lot. Ridiculous. They're ridiculous. Again, she's got a great tan too. I don't know if she did it herself or if she got sprayed, but her tan was fantastic. Great back pose here. Great back shot, glute shot. And again, she looks a little bit soft, but that's the lighting. That's not her. She didn't look like that in person. Where I could see her using some size again is right here. Get those lats to come out, get those delts to pop a little bit more. That'll help to balance her with her lower half, because her lower half is so full and round. You know, just adding a little bit more out here will just help to accentuate that V taper into her lower back. But yeah, really great look right here. I mean, she's, again, great genetic shape here. She could use a little bit more glute just because her legs are strong. But, you know, again, when we're talking about her legs, and same thing as Jordan, like their legs are very strong, so they need a little bit more glute in order to pop that. You can see she's a little bit tighter here than Jordan was, which is what I was talking about. I think I could see Jordan using, like if Jordan could do something like this, get a little bit tighter in this area, then that would pop her glutes more. So to me, that's probably why Eureka ended up placing a little bit higher than Jordan. And it's right here. It's this. So, you know, again, she's very, very close. Just a little bit more size out here, and she'll be very, very competitive at the top levels of this sport. So really good job. Let's see what we got here next. And in third place, we have Jody. So let me pull Jody up. There's a full length of Jody. There we go. Again, this is another one. She had tanning issues at her last show, at least not Tahoe. I don't know about Tahoe. I didn't see Tahoe pictures, but no tanning issues here. Much better on the spray here. I know Liquid Sunrays did her tan as well. This was probably the best Jody I've personally seen, specifically from the back. She looked really good from the back. Her proportions in the front are really, really nice. For me, her makeup was still a little bit muddy. I'd like to see more pop to her makeup. There's just something there that we're not getting, and I just want to see more pop from her makeup. Maybe it's a darker lip that we need to do or something, but you can see it's a little bit muddy here in her forehead. I'd like to see that smoothed out a bit. There's just something we're missing here with that makeup. It's closer. It's definitely closer, but there's that one little edge piece that we need to look for here. But frame-wise, again, this is probably the best look I've seen on her body. That's why my eye kept going to her during comparisons and call-outs. I kept watching her. And that's what you want. You want the eye to be drawn to you. So I was definitely drawn to her for sure. Like I said, this tan made a big difference. Looks really, really good. Let's pull up her back shot. I'll show you what I mean by her glutes. Her glutes have come a long, long way this season. I know she's working with a trainer that's actually specifically focusing on her glutes and her shape and all that kind of stuff. And it's definitely working. Here we go. Okay. Share that. All right. So here's her back shot. So nice round fullness right here. She's got those tie-ins in the back here. Now we were talking about this too. She has high insertions right here for her glutes, but because she's tight through here, it just makes them look like they drop down a whole lot more. I believe that her feedback was that she needs to bend her knees a touch, because this was actually too chiseled. So again, she looks a little bit softer in the photos because the photos made them all look really pretty and soft. But in person, I believe her feedback was she was a little bit too chiseled through those hamstrings. So she needs to bend her knees just a touch, just to soften that up a little bit. But like, I mean, this was the best I've seen her glutes look. And you can see here too, her delts are looking pretty good too. Maybe pull the elbows in just a little, just like a quarter of an inch, half an inch, that kind of thing, just to help the delts pop a little bit more too. And I'd like to see more hair. The extensions here, it's a good length, but we need some more fullness. I want some more fullness to the hair, just to make that look a little bit cleaner. Maybe brush out the curls a little, just make this look a little fuller right here. And that would be helpful. But again, my eye kept going to her because her glutes looked really, really full. And my eye kept going to her because I like that tightness in the hamstrings. I think she got penalized for it, but I actually like it. But again, they're not looking for that. So if they're not looking for that, you got to pull it down. You got to pull it down a little bit. You got to soften it up a little bit. So I believe that was her feedback, that she just needed to soften up this a little bit here. And she's competing again this weekend. So very close, very, very close. Next one. If you're joining us on Instagram, we're screen sharing over on YouTube. So find us over on YouTube, Sean's Couture Cuties. And we're going to bring up Amy. Here's a front pose of Amy. There we go. Okay. So overall, good, great look. I mean, again, she's going to be competitive in every show. She's going to be one that people are going to be watching at every show. To me, again, my eye wasn't drawn to her, but I think, and I don't know what the scoring was. I think she gained some ground at finals. I think that Jody was in second, probably at prejudging, and then Amy pulled it out into second place at finals. But again, I think that with her, it's just a matter of making sure that she's just as full in her upper half as she is in her lower half, because her lower half is very, very strong. So I think just making sure that her upper body stays full as well. And like I mentioned with the hair, we'll turn her around to the back and do the back pose so that you can see with the hair. She tried out straight hair, and I prefer the curls. There we go. So here is her back shot. Again, really, her back shot's gonna be hard to beat because of her glutes. Her glutes look amazing. Could use some fullness here. Like I said, get some more V taper here by adding some fullness to the delts. And again, I think that the curls in the back just to help to make her upper body look a little fuller, which is what she does need with her frame because her glutes are so strong. Again, she's got those long tie-ins here, which is always a really pleasing to the eye kind of look. So that is going to make her always stand out. As long as her glutes are full, she's good to go. You know what I mean? So at this point, I don't know what her plans are as far as if she's going to do any more shows or if she's going to wait till Olympia. But if she does decide to do any more shows, it's just a matter of trying and testing things now and seeing what works and what doesn't. You know, that's one thing that girls ask questions about, like, why did people keep competing after they've qualified for the Olympia? Well, there's a few reasons. A, you try things like this. You try the straight hair. Okay, the straight hair didn't work. So we go back to the curls, right? You try certain things. Plus, a lot of girls want to get in front of different judges. You know, there's a full judging panel at the Olympia, and getting in front of all of them or some of them or the majority of them is always going to be beneficial because you can get feedback from everybody going into the Olympia. So those are a couple of reasons why people will continue to compete even after they've qualified for the Olympia. Some people want to rack up wins. Some people want to test things and try things so that they can be their best when it comes to Olympia time. And some people will just shut it down and be ready to go Olympia day. Everybody's got a little bit of a different strategy, right? So that's what the pros have to discuss with their coaches and things like that, figure out what's best for them. But yeah, I would say at this point, if I was her, just add some more fullness to the shoulders and keep the hair curly is what I would do. That's what I would do. Let's go to our winner, which is Vanya. So this was a long time coming for Vanya. She was Olympia qualified last year on points. This is her first Crow win. I know pretty much everybody was rooting for her. Everybody wanted to see Vanya finally win a show, which we're super happy about. Her feedback in the past has been about bringing her legs down to make sure that they don't overpower her upper body. Her feedback has also been about conditioning, things like that. This was probably the most streamlined that I've seen Vanya's physique. Definitely not overpowering the legs at all here. Not overpowering at all. Conditioning is nice. Again, this makes her look a little bit softer because of the lighting, but she wasn't. She was on point when it comes to her conditioning here. Yeah, everybody was so happy for her. Absolutely. Everybody was so happy for her. Everybody wanted to see this happen, right? As much as you want to win, you also have those competitors that you root for, regardless of if you're competing against them or whatever. So I don't think there was anybody in that venue that was upset about this particular one, right? So if I would change anything here, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I think this was a really, really good look for her. I don't think that there was a whole lot to improve upon here in order for her to get the win. She did win by 1 point. And she was, to me, she was in that 1-2 spot the entire time. I thought at prejudging that she was in the first place position. That's where I thought she'd ended. So I don't think personally, I don't think she fell out of the first place position at all. I think she was in the first place position the whole time. Again, I don't know. I don't know what the scores were at prejudging versus finals. I even looked at the score sheet. So maybe they have that up. I don't know, but I didn't look. But again, to me, I think that they were figuring out second and third around her, basically. I think she was first. But obviously there were other judges on that panel that had other people because it was only a 1 point difference. So it can be that close. It can be a hair. So you got to make sure that whatever you do at prejudging, you don't screw it up by finals, right? Make sure you stay on point for finals or even get better for finals, you know? So let's turn her around to the back and take a look at her back shot. Hang on. And her presentation is killer too. She has a fantastic posing routine. Here's a good back shot. Her posing is always on point. Okay, so here's her back shot. So again, you can see she's posing a little bit differently in her back pose, but that is to be able to pop her glutes without popping too much of the legs, you can tell. Now, she probably could stand to pull these elbows in a touch. That would help to round her shoulders out. This could just be an in-between shot too when we're talking about her pose. But I think overall, she really executed this well. She had a really nice pop to her glutes. And again, she had some nice tie-ins here. The lighting is soft, makes them look soft here. She wasn't soft. I want to do the Vanya spin, right? And there's so many girls that can pull the spin off. We were talking about this. We think that the shorter girls can pull off the spin because they have a lower center of gravity. So if you're shorter, I think you can do the spin. But if you're taller, probably not. So just saying, you have a lower center of gravity as a short girl. So if you notice, like the shorter girls always do it. Like Jessica Wilson, she does the spin and she's short. So the short girls can do it. But girl like me, no, not so much. But yeah, so she really executed this very well. And again, I think that she took all of her feedback over the last couple of years and applied it here. I think she did a very, very good job. Let's see. I wonder if I can pull up her posing routine real quick. I'll play that while we're talking here. Give me a second. See if I can do it. Take me a minute. And while I'm doing that, if you have any questions, feel free to pop questions into the chat. And I'll see if I can pull up Vanya's posing routine. I had them all separated, but again, it's not letting me share them. So what did I do? There's them. I really like to get her posing routine up if I can. No. Damn, where did it go? I know I have it. I'll look through it one more time here, see if I missed it. I took like 90 something videos at this show. Like I just sent them all over to Whitney. I was like, there's a lot. Is this it? No, that's her in comparison. So it's not her routine. Dang, where did it go? I know I have it. Give me one more minute, see if I can find it. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me check something here. So I do have it. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I found it. Oh, because her name's a V, so that's why it's at like the end of my thing. Got it. All right. The short old lady will not be spinning. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea for you, Karen. You're correct on that. All right, so here is Vanya. We got her routine. So let's go ahead and play that for you so you can watch that. Okay. So any questions that you guys had about this particular show? Again, I thought it was very, very well judged. You know, like I said, what happened earlier when it came to forgetting competitor numbers, I love when the judges go back and fix it. It shows you that they are paying attention. Mistakes happen, things happen, you know what I mean? But, you got to be, as a competitor, you got to be on your game. You got to keep your game face on, because you just never know. They may come back and rejudge, which they did. They rejudged at prejudging and they rejudged at finals. They moved people into callouts, higher callouts that deserved higher callouts, right? So, that's always a thing. So make sure that you're on top of your game. I see it happen all the time. And if you are paying attention, you will get noticed. You will get your shot. Okay. So any questions that you guys had over this show? Go ahead and play it one more time. I'm sitting here. I'll give it one more time. The other thing too is they did, because there was 40 girls in the show, basically. They did cut down the routines, told the girls to go straight to the box, spin straight into the model pose with chef's kiss, right? Yeah, I know, right? She does an amazing job. And her posing routine is always really, really beautiful and basically flawless. So she does a fantastic job. That is a champion, posing routine right there. Yeah, I would fall on my face if I tried to do that. I would fall on my face. So tomorrow we will do a preview of the shows coming up this coming weekend. There are several shows this coming weekend, so we'll do that. As I was saying, man, that spin was wicked, right? I know she does a fantastic job with that spin. So kudos. I can't do it, but kudos to those of you that can. Right? So as we're wrapping up here tonight, like I was saying before, Cuties Conquer the Stage, free registration is out, right? They always say, go straight to the box. I'm like, okay, no. That's funny. No, everybody did. There was only like 2 girls that didn't go straight to the box. So most of the posing routines were about 45 seconds long. They weren't longer than that, which when you got 40 bikini girls in one class, basically, it wasn't 40, but it was close. It was like 35, 36, something like that. It's a long prejudging. But so Cuties Conquer the Stage pre-registration is open right now. If you clicked through the link and registered anywhere from 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we did not get your registration because y'all broke the internet. You broke our webpage. So if you were one of those people, make sure you go back through and click through so that we get your email address and we get all of the information that we need to you for the upcoming registration, because these tickets are going to go fast. They always do. And like I said, we had so many people click through in those first couple of hours that y'all broke us. You broke our backs. So we are back up and running, no problem, since 3:30. So after 3:30 Eastern Time, if you registered, you're fine. If you have any question about it at all, just go back through and do it again. It's not going to hurt to do it again. And that way we've got your email address on the list for you. So you're in line for the VIP access. But if that tells you anything, that tells you got to be ready when those ticket sales go up, because they're going to go quick. They're going to go quick. So any other questions you guys have? This was a fun show. I really enjoyed being able to do the backstage stuff too. It was fun. I got to go around and get people to have fun and act silly and all those kinds of things. So I always love going back to Nashville too. It's always fun. And if you guys don't have any other questions, then we'll wrap it up here. You can always go back and watch this when it reposts, and make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're over here on Instagram, we are live on YouTube as well. And we did screen share videos and photos and everything from the show this past weekend. So go check that out when it replays. The show is for sure on my list. Yeah. It's a phenomenal show. And it's just a different vibe when it's all women. It's a completely different vibe. It's like there were a lot of first-time competitors at this show, and a lot of that is because it's just a safe place. When you got women and only women, it is a safe place to be, right? Especially for newbies, newcomers, new competitors, which is the same concept that we have behind Cuties Conquer the Stage too. Whitney and I really worked together a lot over the last few years, kind of trying to develop all of this for the female side of the sport. So I like seeing this stuff come to fruition and just see it get bigger every year. This show was awesome. Like the venue was awesome. Again, the lighting and the photos, these are pictures and videos and things like that these girls will have forever that are going to be the beautiful pictures that they want. You know what I mean? That you want to put as your profile picture, that you want everybody to see because they're pretty. You don't get pretty pictures when boys are involved. Poor Paul, right? I know. Everybody always says, I think he's doing okay. I don't think he minds. You know, poor Paul is the one guy. Right? That's always the case. I think he's used to it by now. But yeah, it just makes for a really good experience for all the ladies involved. So yeah, I just really enjoy being involved in things like this because it's just really cool to see the women, kind of take over. And it's awesome to see people kind of underestimated as well and take over. So that's pretty awesome. With all of that, we will come on and we will preview the shows this coming week, tomorrow. I am home this weekend, so we'll be able to do an actual teaching live stream probably on Thursday. So I'll get a good topic. I've got some really good topics that have come in recently. So yeah, it was great to meet you in person as well, Lydia. I got to meet a lot of girls in person at this particular show that have reached out to me through Instagram and YouTube and things like that. So I always do enjoy that as well. So I hope you all have had a great few days here since I checked in with y'all last. And like I said, sign up for that early bird registration for tickets for Q's Conquer the Stage. And again, one more time, if you signed up between 1:05 and 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, go back and redo it just so that you are in and you have all the information. Because otherwise, if you don't have your email on that list, you're not going to get any information coming forward. So you're not going to get any of the videos. You're not going to get any of it. So make sure that you're on there and you do that. Okay. I think that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'll be back again tomorrow night and we'll go from here. Right? Okay. Have a great night, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.